Topic 1. Debate over US actions in against Iran dominates. About 3 weeks into the conflict between the US and Israel on one side and Iran on the other, President Trump says he could end military operations immediately, arguing that ending now would prevent Iran from rebuilding for about a decade, while staying longer would hinder their recovery. He also says he does not want a ceasefire and would not commit ground troops, though reports of thousands of additional US troops, including Marines, have circulated. Israel says it needs a ground component for meaningful regime change. The debate has sparked domestic and international contention over the timing and method of ending the war, with senators and others voicing concerns about economic impacts on energy, food, and prices. The Strait of Hormuz has emerged as a key flashpoint, with roughly 20% of the world's oil shipments passing through it, and most Gulf productions and food logistics for over 100 million people dependent on this route. Discussions on maritime escorts and other military diplomatic steps have surfaced, but real-world limits, escort-capable ships, prioritizing tankers, and other constraints complicate what could be done. Separately, the Trump administration has lifted sanctions on millions of barrels of Iranian crude already loaded, citing price stabilization goals, though critics warn the relief could nevertheless flow into war financing. Topic 2. Mortgage rates spike, even as spring home buying continues. Small-cap Russell 2000 slips into correction. Gold suffered its worst week since 1983. Record national debt is cited as locking young Americans out of housing. The 30-year fixed mortgage rate jumped sharply, moving back above 6% after briefly dipping below 6% in early March. By March 20th, it reached about 6.53%, with a year-over-year gap of around 18 basis points, driven by Iran-related energy and inflation fears that push bond yields and mortgage rates higher. Higher rates weaken monthly payment affordability and buyer purchasing power. Spring housing trends are mixed. Active inventory rose about 5.6% year-over-year, but new listings edged down about 1.4%, suggesting more time on the market as many potential sellers delay sales amid uncertainty, including Iran-related tensions. Regional splits intensified. Markets like Las Vegas and Seattle saw noticeable inventory increases, while San Francisco, Chicago, and Miami saw declines. New construction stock remains high, about 9.7 months, prompting builders to offer price cuts and promotions. The Russell 2000 entered a correction, down roughly 10.9% from its recent high. Gold dropped about 11% in a week, the worst weekly decline since 1983, driven by rising yields and a strong dollar despite some safe haven demand. Younger generations face higher hurdles. Record personal debt and higher rates compound to severely limit first-time home buying for millennials and Gen Z. Summary: Iran-related energy inflation pressures push interest rates higher, affecting mortgage costs and broader markets. Small-cap and gold markets react sharply. Alongside high personal debt, this combination significantly constrains younger people access to housing. Topic 3. A ruling found Elon Musk misled investors ahead of his $44 billion Twitter deal. A jury found Elon Musk misled Twitter shareholders over his 2022 acquisition. Supermicro co-founder steps down after indictment tied to Nvidia chip smuggling. Controversy surrounds CEO Golden Parachutes and philanthropy amid Buffett defending the Giving Pledge. FCC has approved Nexstar's $6.2 billion acquisition of Tegna, but 8 states have filed an emergency motion to block the deal. CBS News is closing its nearly century-old radio news service. Elon Musk case. A jury found that Musk misled investors in the 2022 Twitter X acquisition process, with potential damages of up to about $2.6 billion, but did not conclude that he engaged in a scheme. Musk plans to appeal. Supermicro co-founders indicted. 3 executives, including co-founder